hostile control point nearby.
Time is of the essence, Agent.
Okay, so what we're going to do to handle this is, because the toughest one is definitely the subway station, we're going to instead, we're going to push the other direction. And we're going to do it that way, so we get the guaranteed 3 control points worth. Yeah.
Reinforcements incoming. Detecting additional hostile contacts. Heavily armored hostile.
Agent, priority objective available.
Yeah, you see, because I only need 9 Diamond Transceivers, and if I hit 3 of these objectives, I hope it'll be enough to get me at least at least 3, you know, per control point. And then I'm hoping I'm able to knock out the last one, but there's no guarantee on that. And I should get some kill squads in between too, so those might also benefit this this strategy I'm using. I just helped out some dude doing a retaliation yesterday with a group. And he was doing a retaliation here on challenging difficulty, and of course there were 4 of us because he called for backup and he got a full group. So we ran through it like nothing. I mean, we had like 15 minutes of allotted time because of how many enemies we were getting, but how quickly we were banging them out. So a little ammo here. All right, let's push.
Reinforcements en route. Incoming hostiles detected. Heavily armored hostile detected. Heavily armored hostile detected. detected.
Sending them out!
They're going for it!
Watch out. There's a kill squad in the area.
Get this over with!
Kill squad down.
Now we have plenty of time, but not plenty of ammo. So, well, kind of plenty of time. I need to roll this time over into the round trip time to get back too. So, I really don't have plenty of time, but you know, it's all good. As long as I get 2 kill squads and 3 control points, I should be in the clear. That should be all I need.
Reinforcements incoming. Detecting additional hostile contacts. Heavily armored hostile detected.
I have a good target. I got a soldier down over here. Watch it. Jammer outbound.
Heavily armored hostile detected. Heavily armored hostile detected. Serious trauma detected.
You gotta be fucking
Agent vital
kidding me.
signs 0.
You gotta be fucking kidding
Anaya,
me.
you haven't
That is
been with us
fucking
long, but you are
bullshit.
so damn talented. Your brain is bananas. The way you can make random shit into something useful is incredible. The division is lucky to
Sorry,
have you,
Agent.
girl.
The enemy has overrun the
What the
area.
fuck was that shit? It doesn't even let me get a fucking... I mean, I got as many as I needed, but... Dude, that is fucking horse shit. Community vote, even though my community is like very, very small, but community vote. Was that bullshit or what? It doesn't really matter though, because now we get the freaking Tempest. That was the objective, was getting 9 Diamond Tranceivers. So, as I said, I wasn't even sure I was going to make it back for that last one, but the crash site, I mean, give me a freaking break. There's no way in hell those jerk-offs would have beat me. Realistically, like, straight up, come on. No, I don't think so. So, let's go back and let's craft our goodie, since that was the whole point, and then I'm going to go make some hamburgers on the grill. So, you all have to fuck off for the rest of the day. It is Memorial Day. No offense, but, you know, hey. Remember the fallen. So I should be 100% on all the other components I need. We probably have a bunch of crap in this inventory. It's actually not too bad. I didn't get... I mean, it seemed like I picked up a lot of stuff, but I'm not really registering a lot of stuff here in the inventory. So I must have cleared out more space than I thought. So... And as you can see, Punch Drunk has a pistol damage perk. So this might come in handy for a build. As you can see, I already have one though. And it's got critical hit chance on it, which will be very useful with a full auto pistol. Even though I'm not big on a critical hit chance and whatnot, this one I could flip the status effects to something else. Maybe I'll hang on to it just because we're about to do this. But yeah, it's Yeah, it's a good one. And then stability, accuracy probably also be beneficial for this build. Not that I would be doing
Agent
that in the form
requesting
of a
backup.
pack, but perhaps in the form of like knee pads, you know. Even though we don't really have any that are worthwhile, but I'm sure I've got some Douglas Harding knee pads in my stash here. So let's put this bad mamma jamma together, and we'll take her down to the range and give her a whirl. Alright, here comes the sweetness.
Should
There
really
it
find time to
is.
clean and oil these tools. Don't
I'm
want
waiting
them
for
rusty.
this. There she is, the Tempest. Oh yeah. Beautiful. This here is the creation of, what the heck was his name? Not Pietro Beretta, that's the founder of the company. But one of his lead designers was actually asked by the, and look at that, damage to target out of cover is the attribute, and it's maxed. That's freaking good. Deal 25% amplified damage for 20 seconds after your shield gets broken. I guess that's kind of cool, but it also depends on whether this is really full auto or not. They're saying it's full auto online, but the Rafika is a 3-round burst weapon. But that's the point of the story, is it was actually, okay, it's not letting me equip the item. Okay. Because I have the freaking pestilence. Yeah, whatever, just get out of here. Stop jerking me around here. Alright, so, yeah, I don't care, just equip. Alright. But that's what it's saying online. But yeah, so anyway, the story is the Dallas, Texas SWAT department needed a full or a burst fire machine pistol that they could carry with them to optimize their tactical efficiency in, rapidly escalating situations. So basically a machine pistol that looks just like a regular sidearm, but you have a weapon that can go 3-round burst and suppress enemies and, whatever. So they asked Beretta, would you be able to create something like that? They took the Beretta 92 model, or the M9, and they modified it to fire at 3-round burst, like you hear, what's his name, Mark Wahlberg mention in Four Brothers, except there's not triple action. There's no such thing as triple action. It's 3-round burst. There's only single or double action. All right, single action is when you have to pull the hammer back for the trigger to drop. Double action is when by pulling the trigger, it will cause the hammer to cock and return to strike. You see what I'm saying? That's the only difference. That's what single and double action means. But they made a 3-round burst. And see, the thing about pistols and weapons is they want to fire auto. This is something that the government doesn't want anyone knowing. All right, all weapons that are semi-auto want to go auto. Physics wants them to go auto, because every time with especially with rotating bolt actions and whatnot, gas pistons, you name it, actually, as the energy is going back, right, from the recoil of the shot, and then your buffer and everything, it's basically, the action just kind of wants to slam forward and backward and forward and backward, because it's just, the laws of physics. You have the energy going back, it has no farther to go, so it strikes, the surface, and then pushes it back the other direction, and back and forth and back and forth, So it was actually incredibly easy for them to create the Rafika out of a regular M9 or Beretta 92 platform, because, again, all of these weapons want to go full auto. The trickier part is actually getting it to fire only 3 rounds instead of just becoming a full auto pistol, like a Glock with a switch or something on it, Those are incredibly easy to do, and they had to create a special kind of design that could do the 3-round burst, and it's basically kind of letting it do its thing for a few turns before it stops, and it takes each trigger pull will give you 3 shots, you know, and that's of course has a selector switch as well, so you can go between semi and burst fire. I believe it does. I think the Ravnica does, but let's see how this baby feels, and yeah, we'll see if this is something that we actually want to run or not. Oh yeah, look at that. And this isn't even a pistol build. I mean, this event is going on, so yes, I know I keep forgetting that the event's going on, so this is not true damage, but and of course you can just flutter the trigger and get more controlled fire. But dude, this is badass. Very cool. I've always loved Berettas. Beretta's my go-to. The only brand really I've ever been loyal to is Beretta. I think the M9, that's what I used when I was in the service. Is the greatest, easiest to use, most reliable sidearm made. I know people go, ooh, Glock, ooh, whatever, the 1911, not reliable at all, by the way. Nothing compared to a Beretta. And yeah, there are other ones like the P226, and even though it's much more expensive, and the point is, as far as affordability, reliability, and performance, the Beretta, as you can watch Grand Thumb or any of the channels out there discuss, it's just a very reliable and actually surprisingly accurate sidearm. And the ones I was using in Korea, when I was stationed in Korea, it was a 1980s. Literally, this is probably like the first batch produced for the Army back in the 80s. And we still had them in the, obviously the barrels had been changed out and everything over time, but the rest of the weapon was the same, the original weapon, you know, the original lower receiver, upper receiver, everything. And this thing never jammed on me once. We would have them out in the field getting dirt and dust and crap all jammed into them and mud and you name it. And I never had a malfunction on an M9, not once. If you take care of the weapon, you know, normal maintenance, normal cleaning, which for a soldier, everyone understands, you know, other soldiers at least, that normal is every time you use it, you clean it when you're done that day. So it's not, you know, like civilians and shit who have like some dude at the range clean it. And just so you know, if you're paying someone to clean it, they're not really cleaning it. They're barely cleaning it. They're spraying it with WD-40 and wiping a rag over it and calling that cleaning. You have to do it yourself if you want to take care of your weapon. You want to make sure it doesn't malfunction at the moment of truth, you know, when you really need it. So get a cleaning kit. You can get one at frickin' Harbor Freight or Northern Tool and Equipment or wherever, depending on where you live in the country, for not even $20. And get a can of Remington gun oil or 3-in-1 or even WD-40 works. And yeah, I prefer the ones that have a little Teflon in them. And there you go. Strip it, clean it out, and use paper towels and Q-tips to get into the weird little corners, you know, the grooves and whatnot, like between the slide and the lower. You know, you can get the Q-tip in there, just spray it with WD-40, stick it in that gap, and give it a real good scrubbing. And then you should be able to take like a white rag and wipe it across the slide and everything. And, you know, the barrel edge and the breech and all that, like the actual chamber, you know what I'm talking about? Like, rub it over the chamber. And if you rub it over that and it's not coming out with any black crap on it, you know it's clean. It's good to go. But take care of your own equipment. That's my advice if you do like to shoot and whatnot. But yeah, I'm going to officially say this is a very badass weapon. I am not a fan of pistols in this game really at all, except for the quick step because of the movement benefit. So I would have to get used to running at a normal speed again by using this. But I can say it's got the damage. And you can see, look at the recoil. I'm not even moving the joystick. I mean, I know I do have a really high stability and accuracy on right now, but it's, I mean, it's surprising because I thought a full auto version of this thing would be all over the place. So probably, let's take a look at the stat. Okay, 65 stability, and accuracy is insanely high, 125% accuracy, so that's pretty redundant. I'm going to have to take a... Yeah, I'm going to have to take a look at that. I mean, core strength, the weapon handling. Huh. Okay, so the handling gives me accuracy too. That's good to know. And Keener's watch. So if I got rid of the Overlord Armaments knee pads and switched it to something that is like Douglas Harding, and then I would get the 20% pistol damage, and I would get whatever the second characteristic is of that. It might be stability, I think. Let's take a look real quick, because that could be something interesting, you know? I would lose a little bit of damage with the loss of the 10% damage to targets out of cover, but if I did decide to switch my LMG from this, which I'm not going to, Pestilence is my go-to, but just hypothetically, yeah, okay, so there you go, stability. So that's cool. If I did decide to do that, it would give me the 30% additional stability, and I'm still at 100% accuracy. So that's probably part of the reason when I'm doing burst fire with the Pestilence, you're seeing so much damage. Remember how I was doing that against those heavies? And when I fire it in bursts, I was taking out a named heavy with only a box and a half. Taking out a regular heavy with about a box or so. As long as I really did control bursts, the damage went up like crazy. But yeah, this is something to check out, and yeah, I can say I'm very happy to get. This is really the last item in the exotic list that I wanted to get. Nothing else on the exotic list is of any real interest to me, and this one doesn't even have a really good talent. It's just what I could do to really soup this up is I could use the what's the Forge? I think it's called the Forge. Yeah, that one has really good critical hit chance. Except this one has good headshot damage. I'll probably break that and keep that. So yeah, we scratch all those out. We don't need those. But yeah, if I do the Forge, because that is a shield focus, so I'd have to do like a close quarters build. You know, more focus with close quarters combat. I got way too many core strength here, taking up a lot of inventory space, right? That's a little bit sloppy. But I have one of each core attribute. Actually, this one, that's redundant. I don't need that. So I guess we'll get rid of that one. I want to make sure I have as much space in my stash as possible, right? With how much crap there is now. They need to expand the stash. That's another thing I'm saying. Give us 600 because of all the new gear that's coming out. Give us 600. That would be fair. Okay, 450 is not cutting it, and if you go to 500, it's just, yeah, that's not enough. With all the new brands that have come out over the last 2 years, you need to give us 600 in the stash. I know it's more memory that you guys have to keep up with and stuff, and people get all pissed about their stashes with glitches and stuff, but I think everybody needs more space. So you get 50% shield health enhancement here. You have explosive resistance if you're running the Ninja Bike Pack with this, and the skill tier perk as a core attribute. So the Forge, this pistol, and then the perk you get from that armor break ability there, and then I think there's another one that gives you another shield perk, and you could do like Hunter's Fury, right? So shotgun, SMG, and then this, or do like rifle. and then shotgun, and then this is your SMG basically, the pistol, right? And do a shield, and do something to provide you healing while you're on the move constantly. So definitely not the seeker healing mine, the drone. So it's giving you a steady flow, and you're going to get a certain point, you know, guaranteed point out of the pack if it's a ninja bike, and you're going to get guaranteed point out of the forge holster. So that's 2 skill tiers, and that can reserve so 1 and 2, and then you would have what, 3 for damage, and then you can use the last one for armor, and keep it really armor light. And then, I mean, you're still getting that as long as you have the drone going pretty much all the time, and you have your expertise maxed out on everything, you should be good to go. So anyway, have a good Memorial Day, everybody, and yeah, until next time.